Welcome to Doors to Hope and Healing, an inside look at foster care and adoption needs in Connecticut. My name is Jacqueline Ford. I am humbled and honored to have worked for the Department of Children and Families for over 25 years, and although I may be familiar with some of the topics that I bring to you, I am inviting experts in those fields to share their knowledge. It is my hope that each week I can help to dispel those myths and misconceptions that often act as barriers to finding homes for Connecticut children. Joining us today in our studio is Diane Roselle, a program supervisor from the Department of Children and Families and the lead creator of Paws for Kids initiative, Kate Nichols from Soul Friends, and Miranda, a beautiful pet therapy dog. I am so excited to have them all with me today, and I wish that Miranda could be my co-host. We are going to be talking about the importance of animal-assisted interventions for children who have experienced trauma. Having worked for the Department of Children and Families for many years, I am beyond elated to know that we will be offering this service to our kids and honored to be a part of the team working to educate our community and our staff about this need. I have witnessed the change in affect and the decrease in a child's anxiety level when in the presence of an animal. And given the trauma that our children have experienced and the uncertainty that many face, animal connectedness is so important. Welcome, Diane and Kate. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you, Miranda. Diane, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do with the Department of Children and Families?
Sure. I'm a DCF employee. I've been an employee for about 15 years. My current job responsibilities is I am a grants development manager for the Office of the Chief of Staff in the central office at the department.
Mm-hmm. And the lead creator of?
And the lead creator of Paws for Kids, although I'll say that this initiative was a collaboration with the community and other DCF staff. So it's been all of us working together that's made kind of this dream come true that we're taking down the road.
And we'll hear about your vision in a few minutes.
Absolutely, yes.
Kate, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about Miranda?
Sure. My name is Kate Nichols. I'm a clinical social worker and founder of a nonprofit called Soul Friends, which is in Wallingford and Waterbury. And Miranda is a therapy dog for the last 3 years, and she comes to work with me a couple times a week, and as you can see, is calm and very quiet.
She's beautiful.
So she loves coming to work.
Oh, I'm sure you love having her with you. Mm-hmm. I wish I could have my dog with me all the time. Mm-hmm. So let's start our questions with you. Why is the human-animal bond so important for the quality of life?
Well, what's really important for the lives of children, animals are often our first secret companion where we tell our secrets to. I don't know if people can remember back to a time where they might have been upset over a family situation or something that happened in school, and children have been known to oftentimes talk to their animals first. Mm-hmm. So the cat that you sleep with at night also becomes your confidant. And the human-animal bond creates opportunities for kids to experience things like empathy, give and take, consequences of their behavior. So, for instance, if you're very hyperactive, the dog may enjoy coming to see you too much, or maybe calm, and your presence is overwhelming a little bit. So animals give feedback constantly to us, both dogs, cats, and horses, and smaller animals, by their nonverbal communication. So animals are often the first teachers about animal communication through nonverbal experiences.
And I have to agree, having many pets of my own, I feel that they're great teachers, and I think it's always important for children to be raised with an animal. Can you talk to us a little bit about how animals help a child to heal?
Yes. It's amazing what happens when an animal is present for kids, and particularly for kids with trauma. They can provide an experience in positive touch, which many kids who've had trauma or seen abusive situations haven't sometimes experienced that in their lives until they get into a safe foster home. So the dogs provide that experience of positive touch. They are loving companions, and they, at work, like Miranda, for instance, yesterday was helping a boy who was afraid of dogs, and she was working, she was actually at the window because the boy was so afraid of dogs because he had a traumatic experience, but he was able to work towards giving her a treat, and albeit through the window, but he was able to do that with her. And so animals help with decreasing anxiety, they help with body awareness, they help with eye contact, all things that kids with trauma often struggle with.
So that little boy that was in your office yesterday, would the next week's session work with Miranda a little bit more until he began to feel comfortable with an animal?
Right. So we actually created a Miranda book for him, so he can go home and look at pictures of her, and with all different poses, like in one of them she's running through the winter and all her feet are off the ground, and in other ones she's smiling, so he gets to see all the different expressions of her.
Oh, that's
like now.
She's very comfortable.
Yes.
Looking all around. I've known some children, some of my own daughter's friends, who have been terrified of our dogs but never had a traumatic experience with an animal. What brings on that fear, just not having been raised with an animal?
That can be, but also sometimes, you know, kids are chased by animals, or animals move too quickly for them, like some of our programs for that incorporate horses, because those are big animals, and kids with trauma get sometimes overwhelmed by the size of the horse, and so when they're able to actually groom the horse and feel the warmth of the skin and watch it shake a little, they see like, oh, there's a connection here. I see, you know, we can breathe together. We can be next to each other and feel that comfort.
So you had started by telling us that you had begun a nonprofit called Soul Friends. Can you tell us what Soul Friends is and how you started with that concept?
Sure. It actually came through a personal experience. I suffered a spinal cord injury and was surprised how my dog was always present to my pain and my frustration and my anger. He would come and sit by my feet whenever I was upset. And so as a social worker, I was trying to think of ways to get back to work, and I decided to take an online course in animal-assisted therapy. And once I read more and experienced more, both myself, I saw that as something that could bring to children in foster care and trauma and a new specialized service that would be beneficial.
Oh, wow. And how long have you had Soul Friends?
We're heading into our 16th year, and we've served over 6,000 children across the state.
Wow.
And we've done individual sessions in our office, but we also do group programs that go out to facilities, and all of our group programs we do outcome measures to demonstrate their effectiveness, and they've helped with things like hopefulness for children.
Wow, that's wonderful. I'm so glad that a nonprofit like yours exists. What is animal-assisted therapy? You know, we use that term a lot, and it's obviously animals assisting in that whole therapeutic process, but is it just the animal and the child? Is there someone who facilitates that?
Well, oftentimes it's a goal-directed intervention. So although it's with a living being, so like sometimes in therapy, people will use sand tray or art therapy. It's kind of an adjunctive therapy. But the thing that's different is with an animal that gives back, and is warm and cuddly and fuzzy and, is able to provide a comfort that sometimes, traditional therapy can't. Whether it's licking or doing tricks or just being present.
And they're so responsive. And
very.
And so loyal as well.
Yes, and she loves a good belly rub. And
she let me do that as soon as I met her.
Yes.
She knows we're talking about her, I think.
There, show me your belly.
Exposing the belly.
So if one of our viewers watching today thinks that they have a pet or they would like to involve themselves in training an animal to be a pet therapy animal, what does that process involve?
Well, there's multiple organizations. We're part of Pet Partners, which is a national organization based in Seattle. But generally, if you go through regular dog training and then do a Canine Good Citizen, and then many places around the state have therapy dog classes with either Therapy Dogs International, Pet Partners, and others, where you can have experiences both in the facility and take the dogs out into the social environment to test them for their anxiety, their stress levels, and things like that.
What kind of temperament would a dog, for example, have to have in order to be considered for a pet therapy dog?
Well, they have to be well socialized, and different temperaments bring out different things. So for instance, Miranda is kind of chill and calm, and so she's good for kids who might be more hyperactive or have a lot of energy, or are depressed and want to just sit on the couch with her. And then other dogs that are more active provide more opportunities for working on obedience things and working on self-control, give and take.
I know I've been, I had the privilege of involving Sandy Hook Strong dogs in one of a filming that I did for Heart Gallery Children, and the kids had come to the filming and they were real anxious and nervous because it's, as we all know, it's not comfortable to be on television. And the animal's presence with these children just de-escalated their level of anxiety. And I know that the dogs have some rules that they have to follow. Like, are they not supposed to, in general, lick or try to get on your lap? Are there different rules with pet therapy dogs?
Well, there are, depending on the organization you're involved with. Miranda isn't much of a licker, but her sister, Jury, is, and we had to train her to cut down on the kisses, because she loves to kiss. Even we asked Miranda to come on the couch, and she wouldn't do it before, and that's because, mostly they're trained to be on the ground, but she will snuggle on the couch with you.
When she's not working.
When she's not working.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And we'll come back to you in a minute. So, Diane,
yeah.
I'm your biggest fan, and I'm so excited
I'm a fan of yours, too.
And I'm so excited about Paws for Kids and really honored to be a part of your steering committee and to help you with this. You've been doing a tremendous amount of work, and like Kate talked about, that importance of the animal-human bond. Can you explain to our viewers what Paws Initiative is and how you had that vision?
So I think the vision started long ago. I have been an animal lover since I was a little girl, and I've always found comfort and solace in animals, in addition to entertainment and companionship as well. And I've always shared my life with animals. So personally, I kind of brought that passion and possibility to the department in my thinking about what a program like this would look like. The opportunity came last spring. We have a leadership academy as part of the department, and I was lucky enough to be chosen to present my idea and then be part of about a 3-month-long academy process where it's kind of like an incubator of ideas, so that you choose a project that you're passionate about, that has implications on positive effects for families and kids, and through some curriculum and sharing and peer coaching, you bring that idea to life. When I was accepted, it was a no-brainer for me that this is what I wanted to do. It was something that I've thought off and on about for many years, working through the department. But this Leadership Academy actually gave me the opportunity to, and the support to bring it to life.
And that's wonderful. Yeah. And has the department ever embarked on a mission like this before with animals?
So the department, there are some pockets of work with animals that the department is involved in. And I think that those pockets come out of particular animal-loving individuals that see how animals benefit kids and have sought this on their own, in addition to the handful of agencies that are in the state and some of their marketing efforts to the department. But as a result, as of last spring, we've only had a few agencies that have come to the attention of the department in terms of working collaboratively and getting kids involved with animals, that kids with trauma, kids with developmental disabilities, physical challenges. So it's a bit of a, even though the work has started, it's a bit of a blank canvas, which makes it much more exciting. It
is very exciting. So with PAWS, can you tell us a little bit about who is a part of PAWS? I know we have agency staff, and who else is a part of the committees? So
one of the agencies that has been working a long time in this arena is Kate, and as she said, she's had Soul Friends for 16 years. So in addition to other populations, Kate and her therapy dogs and her staff have served the department in a couple of our regional office locations. So Kate's a part of the steering committee, as well as other animal advocacy organizations and folks. So I tried to take a sampling from across the state that would participate in our steering committee and help kind of grow the different initiatives that we're trying to accomplish. So in addition to the pet advocacy community, we've got DCF staff that are involved in our steering committee. And then we have a larger committee that consists of executive agency personnel, as well as other state agency personnel, and for instance, legislators and other folks that are interested in the initiative. Don't participate in the steering committee per se, but do have a voice and are receiving information periodically.
What's great about my involvement, or what I've learned about my involvement with PAWS, is you are really surrounded by a group of people within the department, as well as community providers and legislators who have an investment to animals. So it's really refreshing to work amongst that group of people, because you're all sharing that common mission.
Yes.
And although you talk about PAWS being a blank canvas right now, give me an example before we move on of what type of service do you feel that a staff person could request through PAWS with their foster child or their child on their caseload?
Sure. So what we're trying to build really is a community of understanding of the benefits of animal-assisted interventions. So there will be some program development, and as you mentioned in your introduction, the program development will be targeted towards our kids that have experienced trauma at particular points in their lives. That program development will be piloted in a couple regional offices, and then we hope to bring that statewide as we kind of manage the progress that the initiative is making. But in addition to that, we wanted to make sure that our staff and the larger community had education, and some education that will be fueled by marketing efforts on our part, to really talk about, similar to some of the things that some of the messaging that Kate was sharing around the benefits of the human-animal bond and the benefits of animals, particularly on kids with trauma. So we'll be working on some of those materials and educational programs for DCF staff and the larger community to kind of help broaden the message outside of the department.
Okay. So Kate, being this is your life's work, and Diane gives you a call, how did you feel about this new initiative at DCF?
I was so excited. I think Diane has done an amazing job in a short period of time. I know she's been working at it since she was a little girl, and knowing that animals can heal and help kids. But in a short period of time, she got things very organized. It's a dream of mine to see this happen, because I believe animals can heal kids in ways that humans can't at times.
I do
and so I think, this is very exciting. It's a community partnership too, which is good because we can share resources across the state. We can provide different levels of care and service, all that incorporate an animal for comfort for children in need.
Thank you.
And I just want to say, Kate, thank you for what you just said, but you've been if there's one person, you've been my consultant and my kind of guidance through all of this, so I thank you as well.
Thank you.
And thank you both for being here. I'll definitely have you back because I have so much more that I want you to share with our viewers as we develop, and you can tell us your continued vision. And I'm happy that the department is supporting your efforts, because I am a firm believer of the relationship between an animal and children and human beings. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
The child-animal connection is not only beautiful, but can be an essential part of growth and healing for a child who has experienced trauma. Next, we will be introducing you to a child who is looking for a forever family. Please meet Missy.
I like to draw, I like fashion, I like to read. I used to like to roller skate, I still do, but I'm kind of scared to do it on my own. I ice skate, I like to go to amusement parks. Even though I'm scared of heights, I still go on roller coasters. I want to be a pediatrician because I like kids, but I'm kind of leaning on the side where I want to be an FBI agent. My favorite subject in school is math. I do well in all subjects, but my favorite subject out of that is math. And my favorite specials, which are basically like gym, art, music. Mine has to be art because I'm an art person. Being Puerto Rican is important to me because it makes me who I am. I'm bilingual, but I can understand Spanish more than I speak Spanish. I like Puerto Rican music, but I'm more of a hip-hop person. I like animals because they're cute and cuddly. It's kind of like therapeutic. I was sad one day and my cat Poochie, I was crying and he came, I was like this and he came under me and he cheered me up. The type of family that I like, it really doesn't matter if it's mom, dad, mom, dad. I would like to stay connected with my siblings. What I'm basically looking for is a loving, giving, and supportive home, and if I get that, I give it back. What makes me special is my personality and just how I'm caring, and I give people a bunch of chances. No matter what you do, I will still give you a chance. The nicest thing that somebody said to me is that I'm beautiful just the way I am.